Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope you're all doing great, and we are continuing with the story I started 2 days ago, and it's gonna be the third part. So, the story is The Door of Unrest. All right, we're gonna go. Third part. Above my desk hung an engraving of Raphael's cherubs. You could make out their forms, though the dust blurred their outlines strangely. He calls them cherubs. Cackled? Cackled. I have no idea. The old man. Babes. You fancy they are with wings, and there is one with legs, and a bow, and arrow that he called Cupid. You know where they was found. The great grandfather of him all was a Billy God. Being an editor, sir, do you happen to know where Solomon's temple stood? Like a gangster, all gangster. I fancied that it was in Persia. Well, I didn't know. Tis not in history nor in the Bible where it was, but I saw it myself. The first pictures of cherubs and cupids was sculptured upon them walls and pillars. Two of the biggest, sir, stood in the adytum, to form the baldachin, baldachin over the ark, but the wings of them sculptures was intended for horns, and their faces was the faces of goats. 10,000 goats there was in about the temple, and your cherubs was bully gods in the days of King Solomon, but the painters misconstrued 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 the horns into wings. And I knew Tamerlane, the lane Timur, sir, very well. I saw a Kehut and Zaranj. He was a little man no larger than yourself, with hair the color of the amber pipe stem. They buried him at Samarkand. I was at the wake, sir. Oh, he was a fine built man, and his coffin, 6 feet long, with black whiskers to his face. And I see them through turnips at the Emperor Vespasian in Africa. All over the world I have trampled, sir, without the body of me fighting any rest. 'Twas so commanded. I saw Jerusalem destroyed and Pompeii go up in the fireworks, and I was at the coronation of Charlemagne and the lighting of Joan of Arc, and everywhere I go there come storms and revolutions and plagues and fires. 'Twas so commanded. Ye have heard of the wandering Jew. 'Tis also except the devil and a bit I'm a Jew. But history lies, as I have told ye. I am quite sure, sir, that you haven't a drop of whiskey convenient. Yeah, well, no, that I have many miles of walking before me. I have known, said I, And if you please, I'm about to leave for my supper. I pushed my chair back creakingly. This ancient landlubber was becoming as great an affection as any crossboat mariner. He shook a misty effluvium, musty effluvium, from his piebald cloth, overturned my piebald cloth, overturned my inkstand, and went on with his insufferable nonsense. I wouldn't mind it so much, he complained, if it wasn't for the work I must do on Good Fridays. You know about Pontus Pilate, sir, of course. His body, when he killed himself, was pinched into a lake on the Alps mountains. Now listen to the job. That's mine to perform on the night of every Good Friday. The old devil goes down in the pool and drags up Pontius, and the water is billowing and spewing like a washpot. And the old devil sets the body on the top of the throne on the rocks, and then comes me share of the job. Oh, sir, yeah, would pity me then. Yeah, would pray for the poor wandering Joe that never was a Jew, if ye could see the horror of the thing that I must do. This, this I was must, that I, this I that must fetch a bowl of water and kneel down before it till it washes its hands. I declare to ye that Pontius Pilate, a man dead 200 years, dragged up with the legs slime covering him, and flashes wriggling inside him without eyes, and in the discomposition of the body, sits there, sir, and washes his hands in a bowl I hold for him on Good Fridays. It was so commanded. Clearly, the matter had progressed far beyond the scope of the bulgus local calm. There might have been employment here for the alienist, 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 or those who circulate the pledge. But I had enough of it. I got up and repeated that I must go. At this, he seized my coat, growled up on my desk, growled, and burst again into distressful weeping. Whatever it was about, I said to myself that his grief was genuine. Come on, Mr. Other, I said, soothingly. What is the matter? The answer came brokenly through his racking sobs. Because I would not let the poor Christ rest upon the step. His hallucination seemed beyond all reasonable answer. Yet the effect of it upon him scarcely merited disrespect. But I knew nothing that my assage, and I told him once more that both of us should be leaving the office at once. Abidant. At last, he raised himself from my disheveled desk and permitted me to half lift him to the floor. The gale of his grief had blown away his words. His his freshet of tears had soaked away the crust of his grief. Reminiscence, reminiscence died in him at least the coherent part of wit. 'Twas me, 'twas me did it, he murmured as I led him toward the door. Me, the shoemaker of Jerusalem. I got him to the sidewalk. In the augmented light, I saw that his face was seared, and lined and warped by a sadness among incredibly the product of a single lifetime. And then, high up in the fundamental darkness, we heard the clamant cries of some great passing birds. My wandering Jew lifted his hand with side tilted. The seventh whistlers, the seven whistlers, he said, as one introduced well-known friends. Wild geese, said I. But I confess that their number is beyond beyond me. They follow me everywhere, he said. 'Twas so commanded. What ye hear in the south of the seven Jews that helped with the crucifixion. Sometimes they're plovers and sometimes geese, but you'll find them always flying where I go. I stood, answering how to take my leave. I looked down the street, shuffled my feet, looked back again, and felt my hair rise. The old man has disappeared. And then my capillaries, small blood vessels, right? The smallest, relaxed, for I dimly saw him footing it away through the darkness, but he walked so swiftly and silently and contrary to the Gait, Gait, gate, promised by his age that my composure was not all restored, though I knew not why. That night I was foolish enough to take down some dust-covered volumes from my modest shelves. I search Hermippus redivivus and Salafia and the Papius collection in vain. And then, in a book called The Citizen of the World, and in 1-2 centuries old, I came upon what I desired. My father was indeed come to Paris in the year of 1643 and related to the Turkish spy an extraordinary story. He claimed to be the wandering Jew and that. But here I fell asleep, for my editorial duties hadn't been light that day. Alright, guys, we're gonna continue and finish this story tomorrow. So, see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining and Have a good night. See you. Bye.